Now we'll see if the floodgates open. Gersic on goal! Yes, sir! Shane Gersic makes it 2!
UND marks their return to NCHC play with the weekend to remember. Welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. I'm Alex Heinert. Coming up, we're going to take you through all 16, yes, 16 goals scored by UND in their series sweep of Omaha this weekend. We'll also look ahead to next week's return to the Ralph against Miami and help you get to know freshman defenseman Colton Poolman, all with the head coach of North Dakota Hockey, Brad Berry. And Brad, this was your first series of 2017, your first series in NCHC play in a little over a month. All said and done, I'd say it was a pretty good weekend for you.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I know we got off to the right start there. Our biggest thing was coming off of Union. We had a pretty good showing on one game out there against a very good team, and consistency's been a big word for us, and we wanted to make sure that we played consistent through the second half of the season that started off in Omaha.
Yeah, this is a unique rivalry with Omaha due to the Dean Blaze connection with such familiarity with their coaching staff. What does that add to a series like this?
Well, it's huge. You know, he was a big part of our program here at North Dakota, winning 2 national championships, and I know, you know, for his players in Omaha, they talked about it that, you know, they wanted to play well for Dean and have a good showing for him. So, you know, we knew that going in, and we wanted to make sure that we played the way we did, North Dakota Hockey.
Yeah, well, North Dakota Hockey looked pretty offensive this weekend. We're going to show you all the highlights against the Mavs coming up next.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back. We're recapping North Dakota's series against number 18 Omaha with the head coach Brad Berry. And Brad, this was a series that had plenty of subplots. I think maybe the biggest, though, the return of Tyson Jost and Brock Besser. Brock had missed the last 6 games with the wrist injury. Tyson coming off a week and a half and really a month, honestly, away with Team Canada at the World Juniors. Talk about the decision that you had to make to decide whether or not it was going to be the right weekend for these guys to come back.
Well, first and foremost, you know, you got to remember that we came off a game in Union where those 2 guys weren't in our lineup, and our guys played extremely hard in a tough environment in Union and found out a way to win there. And again, with the availability, I wanted to make sure that you know, we were doing the right thing with Tyson and Brock coming into our lineup, and you know, it was a game time decision with Brock as far as making sure that he had a good week of practice. And then with Tyson, it was you know, for him coming in from the World Juniors in Montreal, making sure that, you know, he was good to go out of his mouth, that he had some energy in the tank, and he did. So you know, we were very glad they got into our lineup, and they helped us get a bump there and win 2 games.
Yeah, certainly a big boost having Jost and Besser back. As we go to the highlights from Baxter Arena, again, this was a place that you had been perfect at so far, your second trip down there to UNO's new facility. Again, you see Brock, you see Tyson both in the lineup, and that really gave this team a jump right from the start. 3:30 into the first period, Colton Poolman here able to get onto the puck and finds Brock Besser off the scramble, and Brock goes to the backhand and scores right away. A great return to the lineup.
Yeah, I thought it started with our forecheck. We got the puck deep, and we had a good job of forcing the puck coming across to see Rhett Gardner being the F3 up high, forcing him to turn the puck over. Colton Poolman does a good job of getting it low, and Brock obviously does what he does. Besser's goal.
Yeah, Besser's first goal since November the 4th in Minnesota, 1-0 there, and you would keep it going. Gage Osmus with the big blast from the point. His first goal in over 2 years, 2-0 early.
You know, we scored a lot of goals this weekend, but, you know, this is one of them where I think guys cheered a lot. I know coaching staff included, you know, Gage a hard worker, and for him to have success offensively, that was a big deal. I know I got a big rise out of our bench.
You can see the captain able to lift up the team a little bit there, and that was kind of the first of several big blasts from the point that would result in goals. Here you see Tyson Jost able to get onto the wrister and fire one home. Instant impact coming back from Montreal.
Yeah, power play was a big deal this weekend. Penalty kill did a great job. This is a power play goal, and it was a great play with Wilena getting it up to the top of Poolman and gave it to Jost. And, you know, Josty found a great lane to get it to the net.
8th goal of the season for Tyson. Again, as you said, on the power play. A couple of minutes later, 13:57 in, Jost finds Shane Gersic. Great shot from a tight angle to make it 4-0.
Yep, on the forecheck again, I thought our forecheck was good. You know, getting on the puck, reverse hit here by Tyson, protecting it. And then Shane supporting the play and making a great shot on that.
12 assists on the season for Jost. Again, Gersic now in the tied atop the NCHC in goals standing. Evan Weniger, that was his night. Chris Olden would come on to try and stop the bleeding, but just 30 seconds later, you would make it 5. Brock Besser gets his second of the night. Another great backhand move to make it 5-0.
Yeah, we possessed the puck, and I think the biggest thing on this play was that we kept our feet moving. We did a couple interchanges here, and then finally got a puck to the net, and a good net front, so it was a good play, keeping our feet moving.
Yeah, for playing in his first game in over a month, Brock looked about as sharp as you could. You got to be happy with the way that he got the game going and got it started right.
Yeah, he was excited to play. He's been off for a while, and he was excited to get in the lineup.
Second 20 minutes looked a lot like the first. Good hustle there from Chris Wilkie to get a turnover in the zone, force the rebound. Joel Genatwini fires home to make it 6.
Yeah, and again, what we really like about this is that other guys are starting to be part of the offense here. You see Chris Wilkie get a shot first mentality, getting a rebound here is Joel, and again, other guys hitting the score sheet, which is huge.
Coming up, 7:48 left in the second. More goals for you. Ludwig Hoff does a nice job just to keep this puck alive, and Dixon Bowen just kind of throws one on net. A speculative shot, just finds its way to the back of it.
Yeah, well, again, good things happen. You can pound it and get obviously a hard shot on net, or you can just put it to the net just like this, and with good net front, making them defend. It's a good play when you just put pucks to the net.
Yeah, it was that kind of a night. 7-0 after 2. You'd outshoot the Navs 28-18 over those first 2 periods. You make it 8 right here. Zach Jan with the blast. Another power play goal for you.
Yeah, it was a power play goal. It was a 5-on-3. We had different personnel on here. But this time we wanted to make sure that we spread it around a little bit. Casey Johnson makes a nice pass to Zach Jan, and he has got a great shot.
Johnson, by the way, that was his first collegiate points. It was 8-1 at this point. Another power play goal for you at the end. Johnny Simonson getting his first of the season off the rebound off the end boards.
Yeah, and what you saw now is, guys that haven't had a lot of success or a lot of goals are starting to score now, and we need that for the second half. Johnny Simonson did it. You saw Gage Osmus get one, and Christian Wallana did further in Saturday here.
You see Cam didn't even make an appearance in these highlights till the very end. He would have 25 saves, 17 of 18 players get at least a point, and you'd roll for the 9-1 win over the Mavs.
When they scored right away, we just kind of fell apart, and that shows not a lack of character, because I know they have character in there and they tried, but North Dakota was obviously on their game tonight.
Everything was going in for us in the first period, and obviously we got fortunate. A lot of those went in and didn't get blocked, but I thought we played well overall, and we deserved a lot of those goals.
Definitely felt great just getting back with the guys this past week and practicing with them, and we really didn't know if I was going to play tonight, but they let me play, and it was definitely a fun time out there with the guys. Our coaches were talking about how we played against Union, and I just wanted to help contribute and just kind of be an energy guy and just make sure I'm working my hardest out there, and I think our whole team just played a full 60-minute game like Gage said, and definitely had success because of that.
Obviously I think they had an off night, but we brought it for a full 60 minutes, I thought, and that's a positive, and we'll look to continue that tomorrow.
Well, 9 goals on the night, the most you've scored in a single game since Miami series in 2014. What was the biggest reason for the offensive explosion on Friday night?
Well, I think, basically, we thought we had 4 very good lines and 6 good defensemen in our lineup that can contribute. And, our system and structures were very good that night. Our forecheck was good. We got pucks to the net, and guys were excited to play. There's an exuberance or excitement in the second half. You can tell in practice and surely in the games. 17
of 18 guys get a point. The only one who didn't, Hayden Shaw, was a +3 on the night. Another example of just the balance of this team from top to bottom.
Yep, depth and balance is a big thing. We won last year because of the depth and the balance, and we'll need that again this year. Everyone is vitally important in our group. There's no one person bigger than the program.
Yeah, so UND opens up with a series with a convincing fashion win. We see what they did for an encore coming up on Saturday after the break. Fresh off a 9-1 win over Omaha on Friday night, Bradbury and company would look to build on that performance on Saturday. And Coach, you had obviously a pretty happy locker room, a pretty complete performance the night before. How do you keep the lid on expectations and keep the guys ready for a big game on Saturday?
Oh, that's a great question. And again, that's something that we had to answer in the first half of the season. We played Western Michigan before the break. We won 5-1, and we didn't come back with a very good effort on Saturday at home. So there was a bad taste in our mouth. We left something on the table. And that was a point of emphasis after Friday's game that, we got to finish the weekend. Sweeps are so tough to come by in the NCHC, and we wanted to make sure that our guys knew that, and they played hard the second night.
Yeah, you certainly expected more of a fight on Saturday from the Mavs. They're going to team ranked in the top 20, and you would get it there as we go back to Baxter Arena. A win would move you up to 3rd place in the NCHC standings. Things on Saturday didn't quite start as smooth as they did the night before. First shift of the game, Brock Besser going after the puck, just leaves his stick up and just catches Joel Mester in the mask. UNO would get the power play opportunity, and they would take advantage early.
Yeah, you know what, kind of unfortunate to take a penalty early, but, I thought our kill for the most part was great with this weekend. They made a good play. They got a puck to the net here, and they got the lead.
Yeah, Tyler Vessel with the goal. That would be, though, the lone power play goal scored by the Navs on 9 opportunities this weekend. Shortly after, you get a power play of your own. Great pass from Osmus to Joel Janatuinen. He gets hauled down. And your power play, which was spectacular all weekend, gets on the right note. Another big blast from Christian Melanin from the points.
So key in winning the face-off on a power play, getting it back and then getting a shot to the net with traffic. So we did all the right things to do this, and that was a big goal. Obviously it wasn't too long after they scored the first one, so that was a big response from us.
First of the year for Melanin. That made it 1-1. A couple of moments later, another power play chance, another big goal from the point. Colton Poolman this time striking.
Yeah, Poolman from Poolman. I like to hear that. They made a great play here, getting a top D-to-D, and again, look at the net front. We had great net front by Austin Payansky.
12:39 now into the first. How about another even strength goal this time? Another big blast from Melanin, his second of the night, second of the season. You can see that success starting to trickle through that deep corner.
Well, the last 3 goals, common theme, right? Getting it to the top, a D-man having a shot first mentality, and then having great net front presence there. So again, that's something nice to see in our game here.
Final minute 30 of the first, UNO would get one back. Austin Ortega, nice work on the inboards, finds his man out in front. Frederick Olofsson makes it 3-2.
Yeah, you know what? He's pretty evasive. Ortega is evasive. We didn't really quite have coverage, and then our coverage in front was a little bit loose. Something that we were pretty good at this weekend, but in that one particular play, they capitalized.
Dying seconds of the first year, Ortega does something that hurts his team. A big check on Ludwig Hoff with the puck nowhere in sight. He would get an interference call, so you would start the second period on the power play, and just 41 seconds in, look where Tyson Jost picks up this puck. Down in the old defensive end, and just makes this happen all by himself.
Yeah, good breakout, and again, like we said, good things happen when you put pucks on the net, and that's great for Tyson. I know, well-deserved. 4-2 at that point. First career assist, by the way, for Cam Johnson on the goal. Everybody getting in on the act this weekend. Yeah, it's, like I said, he made a good play to get the puck up, and again, nice to see that happen.
Johnson would keep it at 4-2, a little bit busier in this second period, a couple of big saves in the second. He wasn't overly tested this weekend, but more often than not, when they put him through the test, he passed it.
Yeah, he did. He made the initial save here. What I like is you see 5 guys in the picture, 5 guys in front of our net defending, and that's what we're going to have to do. 26
saves for Cam on tonight, another one here to keep it 4-2 in the middle of the second period. And then the final 4 minutes of the second, another big goal. Great individual effort again from Jost, just patiently waiting to find his time and then beating Evan Winninger high.
Yeah, he's very good, obviously on entry, but once he gets in the zone, whether he cuts back the puck or gets it to the net, you see him having great patience here and realizing nobody's on him and just getting the puck to the net. Great shot.
4-point weekend for Tyson again after playing 3 games in 4 days at the World Juniors prior to the trip from Omaha. Third period now, 4:36, shorthanded. Gage Osmus, out of nowhere, again, the interception and the shorthanded goal.
Well, you know what, there's a common theme with Gage here too. Again, you see the excitement in him, as far as jumping, getting on his toes, and that's when he plays his best.
6-2 now at this point. Omaha would get one back to make it 6-3. Final moments here. Kind of a fitting way to cap off the weekend. Brock Besser first to get to the puck with the empty net there, and Brock patiently fires in the empty netter to cap off the scoring.
Yeah, he won't miss too many goals with not a goaltender in the net there with the way he shoots the puck. So again, good finish. Played 120 minutes strong here in Omaha.
Brock's third of the series, the 16th for UND this weekend. The Champs roll 7-3 for their 3rd victory in a row and their 5th win in their last 6.
16 goals in 2 games is pretty impressive, especially against a good team like Omaha. But we were just getting pucks to the net, sticking with the game plan, and the forwards did a great job getting to the net, and I think that's the reason for a lot of D goals as well.
I think we were doing the right things, getting the puck to the net and getting in the goalie's eyes, and those are the main things that you have to do to score goals is getting the goalie's eyes and just get it to the net, and I think we did a very good job at that this weekend.
I mean, it was a great 2 wins for us. I thought we put together a great 60 minutes there in both games, and I mean, that's awesome to see. We just got to keep this ball rolling in the right direction, and I mean, just take it step at a time here. We can't get complacent over practice this week, and we got to just keep pushing.
So UND, you complete the sweep in pretty convincing fashion. The power play great all weekend, 3 of 6 on both nights. Those are stats that just really jump out on the page when you get 6 power play goals in a weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing is trying to get at least 1 goal each game on the power play. But when you can get multi goals on the power play, that breeds success and it's contagious. So again, hopefully that's good things to come.
Yeah, it should be said, Omaha was ranked 18th in the country coming in. They had won 4 of their last 5. This was a good hockey team that she really dismantled over the weekend. Do you just credit the matchup a little bit, or just how well your team played?
I think it's based on consistency from how we played in Union. Our play away from the puck, we're going to be facing teams like Omaha, very high offensive teams. We have to be very good away from the puck, meaning that you got to work to get it, and then from there try to get some offense. So again, we got to make sure that we know what our staple is, and that's playing good defensively.
Looking ahead now, you get to come back home for the first time in a month. You take on a Miami team coming off a big sweep of St. Cloud. What do you expect from Rico Blasi and that team this weekend?
Well, they've got momentum now too. They won 2 big games against St. Cloud, which is tough to do, and they've got momentum and confidence. We got to make sure that we are even keeled, and again, the word consistency is a big part of our vocabulary in the second half of the season. We have to play consistent hockey.
You get the sense that's going to be key. This team has taken some big steps forward, and then sometimes it's taken a step back. Now a chance to keep moving forward against the Redhawks.
Yeah, keep building our team, keep building our group. We're back to being healthy again, knock on wood, and we got to make sure that we utilize that in a positive way, and everybody pulling the rope here.
Yeah, well, thanks again for the time as always. Brad, best of luck this weekend against the Redhawks. We'll talk to you about it next week.
Thanks, Alex.
When we come back, a chance to catch up with the youngest Poolman brother. Our Katie Hale sits down with Colton after the break. Welcome back. While Colton Poolman might be the son of trainer Mark Poolman and also the younger brother of star defenseman Tucker, the freshman defender has more than made a name for himself in his first year wearing green and white. Here's our Katie Hale with Colton Poolman.
I'm here with freshman Colton Poolman. We're going to get to know the younger brother of Tucker Poolman. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So how is it being on a team with your brother, especially the University of North Dakota?
It's pretty crazy. It just, like, growing up, we were always kind of 1 year apart, and now to be together, especially on a team like you mentioned, like North Dakota, it's pretty special, and just kind of enjoying it.
I think that all of the fans are very happy that you were coming in this year, because many were worried that Tucker was going to leave, and you might have been that little secret weapon that kept him here a little bit longer. But your dad also is a part of the program, obviously. And what was the conversation like with your family when you were having the option of coming here?
It was kind of difficult, just because it's just a different dynamic with your dad being here. It's he's been friends with the coaches so long, and obviously with my brother here, just some different ideas going on there. But ultimately, we thought it was the right choice for me, and they approved of it 100%. So it was the right choice.
Well, I know he loves it. I watch after games when you guys sweep and you're out ready to do the stick salute, and your dad's just focused on the two of you, and you can see the pride. It's pretty cool, that's for sure. I asked your brother last year what his favorite meal was, and it was extremely boring. It was plain chicken breast broccoli, which I could tell he was Mark Poolman's son. So I'm going to ask you what your favorite food is.
My favorite meal?
Yes.
I'd probably be Mark again, but when he's on the grill, I like his steak and mushrooms and potatoes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a specialty of his, I'd say.
Describe yourself in like 3 to 5 words. How would you describe yourself?
Oh boy.
Not just as a player.
No,
just a person.
Just a person. Pretty calm, not too rowdy, I guess. Just probably just really calm, even-headed kind of person, I guess. I don't know.
You're a local kid, grew up here. Obviously, your dad's been part of the program for so many years. How did it feel when you first stepped out on the ice for that first game?
Oh, boy, I was shaking so hard against Manitoba. Like, just getting out there, I couldn't feel my legs. It was just surreal, just seeing the crowd and everything. And yeah, you've been up there in the stands, like, growing up, and now you're finally playing. It was crazy to.
That's pretty surreal, I'm sure it felt like, right? Mm-hmm. How about someone that you look up to, and it doesn't have to be someone you necessarily know, but just somebody that inspires you?
Growing up, there was a lot of players here that inspired me to be a hockey player. Like, Jonathan Toews is a guy everyone always says, but it was true. He was someone who just kind of has work ethic and everything, just inspired me. And good
character.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the ice. Mm-hmm. For sure. What do you like to do when you're not at the rink?
Oh, right now it's basically homework, but
that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Just good student, but no, just hang out with some of the freshmen. We're a tight class and everything. Just if we're
playing ping pong here or just hanging out. It doesn't really matter. So.
The ping pong games get intense though, right?
Oh, they do. I wish I was better, but I'm not very good.
Well, hey,
so.
stay 4 years and you'll get better, all right?
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Katie. Colton's been in the lineup for all 21 games for UND this season and is tied for second among defensemen in goals and points this year. Not a bad way to announce your arrival on campus. And speaking of campus, UND will not be leaving it for a while as they start a 4-game homestand. We'll tell you about the weekend ahead when we come back.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
North Dakota returns to Ralph Engelset Arena this weekend for the start of a 4-game homestand, beginning with 2 against Miami of Ohio. UND swept the Redhawks in Grand Forks in the team's only series last season and will hope for a similar result this time around. If you can't make it to the Ralph Friday at 7:30 or Saturday at 7, we'll have both games for you live here on Midco Sports Network, and we'll recap the series on our next edition of North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry next Tuesday night. Until then, I'm Alex Heinert. We'll see you at the Ralph.